You're the kind of people that can be bought. So I've got a wonderful deal for you. I know you look at me, you think, oh, I'm just this gardener, I don't know what I'm doing.
I think you're a gardener with a really sweet watch.
Yes. You know why? This watch was my grandfather's.
Oh, I don't want to meet your granddad.
Well, you can't. He's dead. But when he died...
Did you kill him?
No, I wasn't actually born yet. He actually was killed by my father. But anyway, that's how my father inherited the Coca-Cola Soda Company.
Dang.
I am actually Lee Popman, heir to the Coca-Cola throne. Now, here's the deal. You notice that this vampire shows up, has all this money to do this big film production? A little weird when vampires only really got property rights after the war, like a few years ago. Amassing millions of dollars, $80 million worth of stuff right here purchased from one man. Doesn't seem a little strange to you?
Maybe she had a bunch of, shiny things in her crypt or something?
Yeah, I was going to say, compound interest spread out over a few centuries of lack of property rights can add up.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting we ask her for investment tips?
My point is that you can't have compound interest when you're not allowed to put money into a bank because you're not allowed to own money.
It's called a shell account. I would think that someone of your stature would be aware of that.
Yeah.
We suspect our crack opposition research team has been looking at...
Crack research team? Man, that's too hard even for me.
It's an adjective, not a noun.
You know nothing of our methods.
Taking pot shots at me, are you?
So we think that after the war, the Texi-Cola company got desperate, and they took the last of their research and development money and threw it into the emerging vampire beverage market. We haven't been able to make anything that vampires can drink without just vomiting indefinitely. They live forever if you don't decapitate them, and they will vomit literally forever with anything that we've tried to manufacture for them.
To be fair, elves, can practically not drink your stuff without vomiting forever either!
Well, I've got a great deal for you. If you can get a hold of any samples of the soda or the beverage that we think that Sammy Michaud is producing for the Texi-Cola company,
You get our own chocolate factory.
I'll give you each $15 in store credit at the Coca-Cola company store. You can use that toward probably a case of sodas, a good distance toward a hat or a shirt. T-shirts might actually be $15.
How about child sizes? That's about all I can wear.
Yeah, some of the child sizes, they run $12, $14.
Now, hold on, man. What about the abuses to the environment from your, giant factory nonsense? The Elder Gods are gonna swoop in and destroy all that stuff anyways, you know?
That's a very popular sentiment among young people who are not as wealthy as me. And I hear you, and I take that energy, and I put it out into the world.
Well, that's nice of you. You put your energy out.
I'm just saying, when the stars are aligned, I don't want to be wearing your sign, man.
So he now has, excavated the six-pack. He, offers you guys... No?
I'll take one.
Okay, so he gives to each of you guys a beer, opens his... to new business.
Your funerals, bros.
Okay, and then he kind of throws the half-drank beer on the ground, because he's got 4 more in there, 3 more, and starts wheeling the barrel away.
I really feel like we could have at least held out for 25 Starbucks.
Okay, do you not remember about 3 days ago when Sammy was... what is I'm thinking about here? You remember that time 3 days ago when it sounded like there was a cow being mutilated, but it turned out that Sammy was convinced someone had, moved one of her bracelets, 5 inches over? Do you really think I'm actually going to take anything of hers that she's actively drinking?
Legit. At least he gave us beer. Well, he gave you guys beer. Whatever.
In all fairness, it's also not really that good beer.
You know, when playing video games, I've had side quests that just unlock DLC to pay for, and $15 sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
So now you have 2 quests on your plate. You have one of them that could earn you $250,000 each, and you have one of them that'll get you $50 in store credit each.
Yeah.
And you have a key.
Should I put that on a quest log? Oh yeah, key.
Your key, good sir.
Thank you.
You guys open the door to the security trailer, and you see that the front of it is a series of video screens that you haven't noticed cameras all over the set, but there clearly must be cameras all over the set. Somehow they're concealed. You don't know if it's magic. You don't know if they're very small, but you can see pretty much anything going on anywhere in here.
I'm pretty sure I was standing over that one, and I'm in a skirt.
Well, fortunately, I don't think anyone's actually been looking at these, seeing as he was just hired.
I'll sell you the tape back for $20. 3 quests.
There you go. And in the back of the trailer, there is a weapons locker, and it's just full of a variety of lethal and non-lethal weapons. You've got rifles, you've got pistols, you've got 1 or 2 grenade launchers, but there's not a lot of ammo for those. In terms of non-lethal stuff, you've got some of those fancy beanbag shooters. This is actually such an upscale production, though. It shoots beanbag animals, not like living animals, but like collectible beanbag animals, which are great for knocking people unconscious. Collect the whole
Especially
set.
children,
Yeah. It's the softer side of crowd suppression.
Yeah.
I take out my sling and see if one of them fits.
Oh yeah, they fit perfectly. Now the thing is, everything on the set that is not personal property is protected by an anti-hammer space magic field. So anything in this locker that you take out, you can't just disappear into your inventory. You have to be like visibly carrying it. Your pockets are already bulging, so you'd have to like clip it to your outfit. Now I don't think people are going to freak out if you have a few collectible beanbags tied to your outfit or whatever. But if you walked out of here with a rocket-propelled grenade launcher, without a good reason to be walking around with a rocket-propelled grenade launcher, that might cause some chaos. You see what I'm saying?
So for myself, I'm going to take an automatic pistol with a holster,
Yeah.
a security vest, and take one of those beanbag launchers, and a pouch filled with a grenade in it.
Sounds good. And you've got the clearly marked security vest.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people know, like, okay, terrorism, that's a thing we got to be aware of. Troubled times. Okay?
Is there a bandolier for these things? Can I just, have a beanie bandolier?
A beanie bandy is what they call it.
Beanie bandy.
How many belts does your character have?
I have 1, 2, and then there's one on my skirt.
Well, if any of those aren't actively holding your costume together, you could remove it and fashion a beanie bandy.
Okay, yeah.
So do you have any sort of craft skill?
I have craft alchemy.
That's not really alchemy.
No.
So yeah, what would you consider that kind of that ability to like string a bunch of animals? Because I'm guessing they have the little tags on them, which you could just run the belt through.
Yeah, I would call that craft. Looking at her outfit, she can do it.
Yeah. Okay, if you made your clothes, yes, this is within your realm. You, as a trivial thing, you now have a beanie
Okay,
bandy.
I'll just tuck them into the belt that holds up my skirt. So I've got like I've got beanie creatures going all the way down my skirt now.
Great. And you don't have to grab everything in here. You'll have access to this when you need. You've got the key.
I'm more concerned about why they think we need a. I just hold up one of the grenade rounds. Why the hell do they think we need these?
Why do they need most of the stuff?
Just in case.
Yeah. Maybe it's for
You
special
never know,
effects.
man. You never know.
So
There's a lot of people here and a lot of money here. And when you get lots of people and lots of money, and especially when some of those people are obviously crazy, then things just tend to blow up. So we might as well go with the flow and have some of our own blowy-uppy things.
I am just going to pretend that there's not an entire arsenal sitting in this trailer and move on with my life. I will be
Whatever
happier
floats your
for
boat,
it.
man. Whatever floats your boat.
So you guys noticed the screens in the front of the trailer? There are several trainers trying to drag a giraffe away from the set back toward the cage area. The trainers seem to be arguing about whether that little handle loop thing, that they have is supposed to go way up on the giraffe's neck or down low, or if they're both supposed to have one. But, and then on another screen, you see Sammy is screaming at a bunch of people. She's now in costume, wearing her, wool, old-timey vampire gear, which also, instead of having a bunch of pockets on this utilikilt, just has, tons of purses. She's just got, straps and bags and just stuff everywhere.
Now that's a woman who knows how to dress.
And you see that one of the magical lighting crew members has knocked over one of the electrical lamps and broken it. And those guys look like they're going to come to blows.
We should probably keep people from, killing each other. That's probably the main thing to do here.
That sounds smart. Also, I want to add, while we're in the trailer, I adjust the hacks on my personal computer, or my personal device. I've got social media scan, save state, and mission marker.
Okay.
Currently ready.
Do you have any of those active?
Not at the moment, but I can flip them on. I'll tell you if I do.
Okay, great.
I guess I'll flip on save state as we step out.
What does save state do?
So if I fail an athletics check, I can try it again.
It's always you might as well have something active.
Yeah,
It doesn't cost you anything. I got the impression you were heading to the set. Is that correct?
Yeah, probably to keep the two groups of people from, killing each other. That would probably be the...
Yeah, I figure the other guys will figure out whether or not they're choking the giraffe pretty quick.
Yeah. We can head over to the giraffe. I figure an ornery giraffe is less urgent and will probably still be there or somewhere in the area and still alive, whereas these guys might come to blows.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so by the time you guys get there, Sammy has already basically grabbed the leaders of the two groups, picked them up, and set them down further apart at arm's length.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess she's got this under control. What am I saying?
Everyone need to calm down. We shoot this from the top. We shoot every scene with magical and chemical cameras to make new kind of movie, like Indianapolis never seen before. All those bigwigs like June Carmoli or Wong Pong think only Indianapolis make great motion picture. But we are making Roman film, true Roman film, better in Indianapolis schlock. Rome is greatest country in the world, best country for all people, including vampires. No one else thinks vampires even people. But Rome, the Keplers, they do. Joe Kepler, all the Keplers, such good Keplers. They are not only imps and orcs, they are vampires too. 3 years ago, vampires could not own property, could not be citizen, but now I am citizen, I own property, I am rich, and I will make greatest movie, and you will not ruin it with your lights, and you will not ruin it with your lights. Now, we shoot the scene again. Where are my vampire actors? And two vampire actors kind of trudge out. It is about 2 p.m. now. You guys are familiar with the fact that vampires, during the day, are not very energetic. In this particular setting, it's not like, traditional vampire lore. They don't catch on fire in the sun, but they do get kind of sluggish.
And badly
Actually,
sunburned.
that's closer to traditional vampire lore than it is to the way they're generally portrayed. Yeah.
Yeah. So the two vampires, they kind of come out, and there's a sheep next to each of them here. And each vampire has shearing tools in each hand. So you get the impression that they're probably going to shear the sheep. That makes sense. But they don't give you that impression from any of their body language. Their body language is that they are going to fall asleep and use the sheep as pillows. They are just not feeling it.
You guys counting sheep?
They do not reach up top. In fact, one of them starts a little, he's like, I'm awake. Sammy sees this and she's like, oh, I see how it is. We are stereotyped. All vampires lazy, too lazy to sleep at night, too lazy to work hard. It's a stupid stereotype. You just need a wake-up call to get you going again. Sammy pulls Amanita and Ricky over. He says, "You two, bring them these."
Right. Subtly casting improved detect magic. Successfully cast improved detect magic.
There is definitely magical...
Improved detect magic tells me exactly what I'm looking at.
Okay. Well, even if it's not magic?
Well, if it's magical, then I know what it is and how powerful the person who did it is.
Okay, so it's magic adjacent. There are the sorts of things that you would... Okay, this is kind of like an energy drink or like an herbal supplement where there's a lot of things that are adjacent to magic.
It's alchemical!
It's stuff that's not quite medicine. It's herbal. So it's not quite magical. It's a lot of the inert ingredients that you would see in magic combined with something that's also not magic.
It's alchemy, bro. This
So do you
is
want
what
to roll
I do.
for this?
I am totally gonna roll for this. That is 15. Is this my craft alchemy? That's 25.
25. Okay. So you recognize that a lot of the various herbs in here are the sorts of things that you would add for flavor to some alchemical potions, but they're not necessarily things that are especially potent on their own. Most of them are from the New World in the Detroit region, which is where most of the vampires had been living until after the war. You recognize that there is a lot of carbonated water mixed in, and what seems to be a high concentration of blood. Although, without actually opening the jar, you probably can't identify the blood. Another thing you notice is that the liquid inside seems to be silicophobic, and as you slosh it around, it kind of avoids beating up on the side of the jar. It moves toward itself, which you're pretty sure is some sort of odd chemical ionic trait and not actually magic, but it looks a lot like magic, and it's pretty cool.
Groovy. And I'll go ahead and uncap it as I'm bringing it helpfully to the vampire so that I can smell it and maybe surreptitiously dip a finger in and taste it.
You're pretty sure that it is lamb's blood.
The blood of the lamb, bro.
The vampire just kind of grabs it, sinks his teeth into the mason jar, doesn't even open it, just pierces straight through it, just sucks all the fluid straight out, and hands the jar back to you. The jar is now completely empty.
Groovy.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Well, I should have had
You should have drunk some more of it.
No, I could have had an empty jar here to hand back to her. How did I not think of that? But
I don't know why you
anyway,
didn't just drink it.
Yeah.
And also, you guys didn't notice, but the label says Red Glob.
I noticed.
Now, the real problem here is that Ricky ain't exactly the most graceful feller on his here feet, so I'm just kind of curious to see whether or not he's actually going to not... Ah, dang it.
You successfully hand the man the jar.
Yes.
Just making sure that I succeeded.
Yep. So, yeah, that vampire also punctures the jar twice. Completely empty.
Chug, chug, chug.
The silicophobic traits of the jar mean that not a single drop is left.
Good to know.
Or silicophobic trait of the fluid means not a single drop is left touching the jar. So you are now holding two completely empty jars.
Alrighty.
Okay.
If this were The Legend of Zelda, you'd be halfway through the game.
We get out of the shop.
Okay.
Or I get out of the shop.
So you guys get out of the shot. There is a garbage can nearby. You don't have to carry around an empty jar if you don't want to.
I'm going to put the empty jar in my inventory.
Well, you...
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's gear, so you kind of have to keep it...
I have to keep a grip on it, just in case.
Just in case. Both of the vampires kind of start waking up, it's not quite like the guy who just snorted meth off a knife or something, but it's, I just have my Red Bull, I'm good. Oh, I'm good. I can do 4 more hours of spreadsheets. Yeah, I'm great. So all of a sudden they've got their shears and they're looking. They're like, okay, where am I? Where's the lights? Where's the camera? They're actually engaging with their craft which is important. So, okay.
That's some pretty potent alchemical mojo, man.
Sammy, kind of sees that they've had their drinks. It's like, okay, you do real good job now. This is funny scene. Vampires are funny. World needs to see. Vampires have humor. We are not just like, oh, we eat blood. We're like, ha ha ha, we eat blood, okay? You show the world. I'm gonna have this die represent Sammy. So, Sammy moves between the two of them and looks toward the director of photography, whose name you don't know, so you can't look him up on social media.
Not yet.
No. But I'm going to say it's Philippe, because I know his name is Philippe. So Sammy looks at Philippe, and normally the director of photography would fill in for the actual director when the director's in a scene. So she kind of nods to him, and he yells, quiet on set, sound sync, film roll, chemical roll, magical roll, okay, lights, action. And Sammy puts her hands on the two vampire shoulders and says, you young men, you keep in mind, this is not like old times, no labor shortage. We need more workers, we go kill Clevelanders. We bring them here, they work. You do good today, you prove yourselves, you move up, like I move up. Okay, show them all how great you are. And then she exits out this way to the pasture, or the fake pasture, and the two vampires immediately kind of like look at each other. One of them goes, hey, you hungry? You want a quick bite? The other one goes, well, I'm sure it'll be fine as long as we don't take too much blood. I mean, she won't notice. And so they kind of shear each along the necks of the two lambs, and they start to lean in. Can you guys all give me a perception check?
They're gonna notice it. I'm not.
I got a 19.
15.
Well, you notice that some of the crew are averting their eyes or clearly uncomfortable. And you're not sure if you're supposed to be uncomfortable, but you get the sense that this is not gonna be pretty. You two, you kind of notice that the animal handlers who are on the set, they're distinctively marked with red shirts. They are not as engaged with the disgust and looking away thing. They're actually keenly looking at the roof of this fake wall here, and they each have one hand on basically a rod that looks like basically a cattle prod, except about 8 feet. Who actually rolled the highest?
Me.
Art. Okay, and you hear a little bit of scratching on the roof. On the roof tiles, some sort of skittering claws or something. You're not sure exactly what it is.
It's the roof of the building she just walked into.
The roof, so basically, this is a wall with a fake building behind it. They're outside shearing sheep.
Okay, so it's behind the black wall.
Or it's there's a roof angled down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So and you kind of can tell that the noise is over this guy right here.
Hmm.
So, if you guys are not going to do any action at this point...
Yeah, gonna chill for now.
I'll put my hand on my beanbag gun, but that's it.
Okay. Suddenly, the vampire drinking from... both vampires go in to bite down on the sheep. And the one who goes to bite down on this one is flung over the cameras and lands on an inflatable bag back here.
Whoa.
You guys look back and you realize that half of the sheep that was there is not there anymore, and the other half looks like it's been cut in half by jaws or something like that. And the other vampire looks up and goes, "Dude, I told you not to make a mess!" One of the crew whispers behind you, "I can't believe they were going to try and take ping pong balls to a giraffe for that shot."
What?
I do actually have knowledge cinematography.
Okay, well, you would suppose from that statement, maybe not right away because of the drugs, but you would get to the idea that they were going to shoot that with some sort of CG creature standing in for whatever invisible beast just ate the lamb. So all of a sudden, where the creature that you kind of could tell was invisibly biting into this lamb is just the most glowing, brilliant yellow crocodile. It is just super bright.